Okay, boys and girls, so last time we left, we had stitched up some arms and stitched up some legs. And then we looked at how we were going to stuff those. So once again, I already told you that if you were doing the club leg, okay, it's a little bit different. But once again, if you follow the instructions that are on your template, it's actually very easy to do. All right, so what I've gone ahead and done is I have filled the leg. So once again, the leg that you had, you left the gap in the bottom there, okay? So the best thing to do is when you stuff it up there, you're gonna leave that gap. So once again, if you don't know what gap you need to leave, have a look at your template. So when I look at my template, it is very similar, but of course, when you start stitching it together, you're gonna lose a little bit of stuff. So what I've done is kind of just below that line, I've stitched across. So what I did was I finished off stitching that, and yes, it does look a little bit weird, but you can cut those off later, okay? And then what I did was I then just stitched straight across there, so it kept all the polyester in there. Then what I'm gonna do is, this is where I can attach the button part to my leg. So I think it's probably the easiest one to do with that. Like I said, if you didn't want to attach it with a button, you don't do that. You just fill the whole thing up, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're just going to actually stitch it to the side, okay? So I'll probably do a separate video on that so you can see how you stitch that to the side of it. But at the moment, the one that I thought I'd just go through while everybody's watching is the one here with the button. So first of all, you need to get to this point, and then you, of course, need to do the same thing with the arm. Now, I've just done one of each at the moment, just to show you. And of course, I've still got my other two here that are ready to go. Now, on my last video as well, I also showed you how you have to start stitching the body together, all right? So you need to start getting to that stage. And what I'm gonna do for the next video is I will already have this stitched up, and then I'll be able to turn it inside out and get the stuffing in there, all right? Now, you probably would have noticed already that I haven't mentioned anything about the head. The head I always leave to the end, because the head, if we look at what we've got here, there is actually a lot of stitching involved in here and also in here. So you can cut out little felt bits for eyes, or you can use buttons, okay? So if we're moving on with the next section, obviously you'll need a few things. So as I said, you need your stuffing. And then what I've got is I've got a little selection of buttons that I've collected here. Okay, and so it's up to you what you want to use. So some of them are quite large, of course, but I'm thinking, to be honest, something around about this size. So if I look at my pen and I judge the size of that, it's not that big. I could actually use little ones. You can see the difference. I could use little ones like this for eyes if I really want to. So when I stitch the eyes up, I could use some little ones for eyes. Okay, and even if I wanted, I could use, I've got some like heart buttons here. I could use those as a nose, but I think it kind of makes it look a little bit piggish. But yeah, little ones like that could be good for eyes. So for the next part of what you're going to be doing, I need you to make sure that you have stitched all of those together. If you're doing the button ones like I'm doing here, you need to make sure that you've stitched it like that. Okay, I'll get my other two going. And then what I'll do is, for those people who aren't doing the buttons, I'll do a separate video for you at some point, but I will get on with the rest of it and check out video 5 for the next sections. So just make sure you've done all this and you're ready to go. All right, I'll catch you in video 5.